Now, modern day dating. It's a bit difficult to navigate the dating space in this time and age because there are so many things going on. There's so many new words, terminologies. People identify as spoons and croquette. It is so much going on. But there's the basics, you know, especially when you're going on a date, when you're playing the field, when you're in talking stages and you're going for kahawa here, dinner here, then take you out for lunch. There are a few rules you should stick by, and there are a few situations, if they happen, you should remove yourself from, you know. I'll give an example. I saw this thing, I think, on the internet, where somebody went on a date with somebody, and during the date, this man is like, are you going to finish that food? She says, actually, no, I won't finish. And he takes the plate. He already had a go bag, you know, to go.
A doggy bag.
Alichomoa Ziploc bag from the pocket. Akabeba, the leftover from the girl's plate, leftovers from his plates, akeko kwa bag. And then akamwambia, oh, okay, I know I'm the one who called you to this date, but can we split 50-50? That's a red flag.
After you've taken half my food.
You know what you should do? Excuse yourself. Say, let me use the washroom real quick and I'm come back. And then uende ukienda, okay? Somebody did that to us today. Amanda akienda, okay? Excuse yourself politely, like,
right?
Excuse me. And then just to go, you know, leave. Hey, go away. If you need to, just send them mobile money. This is what I consumed, minus the one you carried home. You know, excuse yourself from these situations. But what are some of the things that you should look out for when you're on a date? Actually,
just quickly before I forget, when you mentioned that story of the food, mine was the complete opposite. Went, ate, I couldn't finish my food. It was a lot. I think it was he asked me, are you going to finish that? I'm like, no, I'm actually really full. Wow, he started. Do you know there are children dying of hunger in Mogadishu? Do you know? Wow. And he said, we will sit here until you finish your food. And I felt like a 2-year-old. Because why are you being my daddy right now, daddy? Why?
Wow. Why? That is such a red flag, by the way.
He literally sat me down until I finished my food.
And you finished?
I had to. I stuffed it until it was so embarrassing.
Wow, that is
what we call being in your early 20s, baby girl.
Early 20s are the
ghetto. Early 20s are so ghettoic. Now, there's this one which I feel like is a little bit of one of those which I say, but I know for sure I would be the drama. Timekeeping. I remember my first, actually my fiance now, when we started dating, I would keep him waiting for 3 hours. He arrived there 3 hours ago. He's just been waiting for me. Where are you? On my way, on my way, on my way. And I really could not tell you what I was doing, but 3 hours later is when I'd show up. And he would be so patient with me because imagine, even after waiting for 3 hours, I am still here engaged. People, let me tell you. But my point is, there's a level of, if you've waited for 3 hours and they come there, they're rude, I don't know, they have a certain attitude towards them. It's the way that someone will act with you that actually just goes to show they don't really care about your time, they don't value you as a person, and therefore try and be keen on their attitude once they show up. Are they apologetic? Are they, embarrassed about themselves being late? Or is it like I am the cake. You need to wait for me. You know, I am the prize. You know, you need to bow down. I will show up when I want to show up. These are things to be mindful about.
And also the tone, the type of conversations are you having, especially when it comes to sexist comments. You know, you're on a first date with somebody, and even before you pick up the fork, you sip some water, they ask you, what are you bringing to the table? I'm like, sir, I don't even know your second name. You know, we met through a dating app. Why are you trying to ask me questions like that? And I feel like this is usually such a pointer when somebody asks you, what are you bringing to the table? Because I am me. I am a lot of things. Why would you want me to specify? You know, it sounds like you want me to tell you things that would serve you or things that would be an advantage to you. Please run away. when people ask you, what are you bringing to the table? Or they start making comments like, you know, a woman's place is in the kitchen. A woman should only be in the kitchen all the time. A woman should be seen and not heard. Look out for such comments. And it's not just one way. Even women, we make sexist comments too. You're like, a man should just provide for everything, and he should be blessed. He should be appreciative of the fact that I am even breathing the same air as him. If you're a guy, that's a red flag to look out for, because this is somebody who's just clearly on a mission to just latch on to you, you know? That's the only thing.
Yeah.
That's a mooch. So look out for such comments.
Or first thing they're telling you is, by the way, my ex-boyfriend used to give me a monthly allowance. Do you get what I mean? They're bracing you for what is to come. Now you have to start thinking about giving this baby girl a monthly allowance. Just stay away from that, people. Those are actual predators. The very... what's the word? Predatory sounds very sexual. They are advantage-taking people. That still sounds very hypersexual. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm saying they are easily and very intentional about taking advantage. Ooh, everything sounds wrong. Anyway, another one you need to be keen on is dumping. And specifically, trauma dumping. You have just sat down, just now, ordered your coffee. It comes and he tells you, you know, my ex used to actually refuse to feed me in the morning breakfast. Do you get me? Immediately you sat down, you started unloading all your, or my mother never used to give me, you know, my father has never been around. Why are you trying to have a traumatic bond with someone? Trauma bonding is one of the worst types of relationships that you get into, because you guys will only ever focus on the traumas that bring you together. It's mommy issues, it's daddy issues, it's the ex did this. You will never have just a clean, happy conversation, because you're trying to offset each other's traumas, and it can lead to a lot of manipulation. Most people already know exactly what to do, exactly what buttons to push, because they already know your traumas as well. So be careful not to be dumped on. If someone starts to give you a lot of trauma and issues on the first date, just leave.
I actually met somebody the first time I'm meeting them, as in first time, and they're telling me why they got divorced. You know, my wife did this, my ex-wife did this, and I'm like, this is very unnecessary information, sir. You don't even know my favorite color. As in, start easy, start small. Your favorite color, your favorite food, your favorite flavor of ice cream. These are the things you talk about on the first date. But coming to me with all the trauma and just dumping it on me. Now, because the way women are built, you feel the need to fix this person. You feel the need to show up for them, especially when you really like them. You just feel the need to show up more for them. But it's really a manipulation tactic from their end. So look out.
However, I do have a question. There is a difference between oversharing and just sharing specific information. For instance, if I come to you, it's the first date, and I tell you, oh yeah, I actually have 2 children. Versus, my ex left me with 2 children. Do you see the difference?
Yes, the tone.
I have shared the information. I have 2 children. But when I tell you, my ex, such a behind, he left me with the, and now I have 2 children. You see?
And he doesn't even pay child support.
You see? This is trauma. I am sharing my trauma. I am not sharing information. Very big difference.
And another thing I think it should even be unsaid is the disrespect to service. You know? If somebody is shouting at the waiter, if somebody is talking to the wait staff in some type of way, if somebody walked into a building and the bellboy was just treated with utter disrespect, if somebody just did something to somebody because they thought, you're beneath me, you know, I need to show up and show off. I need to show off how rich I am and how you should be serving me. Or just comments like, you know, you try to do something. Maybe something has fallen as you're walking by and you try to pick it up and put it on the side. They're like, don't do that. There are people who do that. You know, it's not for you. No, this is a hazard. You know, if I have the ability to remove those wet signs and it has fallen over from the road so that the person coming after me doesn't slip and fall over, I will do it. But for you to stop me and say, there are people who do that kind of job. Don't do that. Why? What do you mean? So people who are disrespectful to servers, to people in the service industry, that's a red flag.
Absolutely. And in the same way, people who are just not keen on what's happening around them, you know, you see an old person trying to cross the road and they're just walking past them. I mean, you know, can't you just offer the assistance? You know, ask, are you okay? Do you need help crossing the road? Small things like that. You are in a matatu, eh? Both of you are sitting and there's an elderly person standing holding the kachuma. One of you needs to stand up. Do you know what I mean? When you try and stand up and they're like, alikuwa najua angefanya kazi kitambo angepata pesa hangekuwa anapanda. You know what I'm saying? It's not just service people, it's just people in general, right?
And the last one, very quickly, as we're being chased out, when your date starts and you're about to order food and they start talking about how things are very expensive, trying to make you order water and a salad.
Oh gosh.
You know you can go home because you really did not have to call me out for a date. If somebody told you, hi, I'd like to take you out for dinner, specific time and date, and then I get to the dinner and you're trying to force my hand or trying to make it seem like if I order lobster, I'm trying to dig my way into your gold reserves. Don't do that. Don't do that, okay?
And physical appearance as well. Don't come looking shoddy.
Yeah.
You don't have to be 10 over 10, makeup, new outfit, but
take a shower.
yeah.
Don't be smelling some type of way. Comb your hair. Anyway, I hope we helped you out. That's our show for today. My name is Turi Faye, and I'll see you tomorrow.
My name is Kathami. Bye.